We've laughed so hard, we're trying to clear our throats. It's a whole thing.
I know.
By the way, there are very few people that make pasta like the Gifted Goddess does.
Hey.
I just have to mention this. Like, Gifted Goddess pasta is a pasta. What?
I try.
It's not a pastime. it's a deliberate action. Into
Look
family
at
matters.
you.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad that you did.
It's still back of my palace is still tingling just for the thought of it. Okay, to family matters.
Yes, welcome to the show welcome to the show where we have conversations about family, love, relationship, and
everything in between.
And everything in between. Because yes, as family, we would most definitely have conflict. This is not to say that we do not have the same value system or we don't understand each other. These things happen. And communication has been one of the most important things that has actually mended some of all of this conversation that we've had. And so yet again, today we are going to be talking about something that is happening with a family at this point in time that we need to talk about. See, this one, it choke.
And I'm sure that at least one person that's listening can actually relate with this conversation.
Oh, yes.
But here goes. We got a message that says, I've been struggling to write to you on this issue since last week. But at this point, I don't even know what to do right now. I am sick and tired of the new help my wife brought to the house. I've time and again told her to fire this girl. Or is it a woman? But she doesn't want to budge. She says finding a help these days is really hard. This is true, by the way. Mm-hmm. I don't like this girl at all. The aura around her just displeases me. The help we got before this one, my wife didn't like her at all. She was younger than this present one and very outspoken. 1 month after we hired her, my wife fired her. I liked her, but my wife said no. And since then, we've been managing without a help. I traveled about a month ago and I just got back last week only for me to see that she has hired somebody else. I don't want her in my house. I am saying no to this one and she doesn't want to let her go. What do I do?
A lot of things are happening. Because, there's a case of the old maid, which he's comparing this new one to.
So my attempt to ask
Further questions,
he didn't quite respond to them. But I saw this and I thought, we need to talk about it. We cannot evade this conversation. Again, maybe you should read it. Use your own voice to read it. Perhaps it's going to be different.
Okay, it says, Shoma BBB and the Gifted Goddess, I hope you're doing okay. I have been struggling to write to you on this issue since last week. But at this point, I don't even know what to do right now. I am sick and tired of the new help my wife brought to the house. I have time and again told her to fire this girl, or is it woman? But she doesn't want to budge. She says finding a help these days is really hard. I don't like this girl at all. The aura around her just displeases me. The help we got before this one, my wife didn't like her at all. She was younger than this present one and very outspoken. 1 month after we hired her, my wife fired her. I liked her, but my wife said no. And since then, we've been managing without her help. I traveled about a month ago and I just got back last week, only for me to see that she had hired somebody else. I don't want her in my house. I'm saying no to this one, but she doesn't want to let her go. What do I do? I'm going to try to see in between the lines of this, but you can call in on the conversation. Tell us what you think about this. How do these two individuals, the husband and wife, see eye to eye on an issue that has to do with the help in the house?
You know what I find interesting about this? This is not a case of, well, at least he hasn't said to us that it's a case of she's, cutting eye towards me or I'm liking her or anything of the sort. So he says the girl just displeases him. It's the aura of her. Mm-hmm. And we do have those kind of situations where there's something about this person that doesn't sit well with you. With me.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder why, because he did mention that the other one was younger and outspoken.
Exactly.
Could that be the reason the wife fired her?
So that's one question. That is one. Because there is a case of a former maid that was outspoken. Mm-hmm. And
this one
that is... And you know what he said? Someplace, it says a girl, or is it woman?
So he doesn't even know to call her a girl,
girl
or
or
a
a woman.
woman.
So it's obvious that maybe this one is older.
This one's clearly older.
Clearly
That's
older.
why he said the other one is younger
and
very
then
outspoken.
outspoken. But then, of course, maybe the wife didn't quite like the way
fact that she was
a little close to her husband. Because
maybe we might be stretching saying a little bit, but she was younger, she was outspoken. So okay, the number to call 070569000927. We see that your calls are coming in. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
good morning,
Prof.
Prof.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Beautiful angels, I'm happy.
We're glad that you are
Good
happy.
morning. Good morning to Suleiman.
Yes, so good morning to Suleiman. Our star of the
Suleiman,
day.
good morning. You have made my day.
Oh, see?
Don't mind them. I will feature you.
I agree. You see?
You see, you just made it worse. You will feature him. In what song?
Let's
Don't
talk.
worry. Yeah, we have the same skill.
Okay. I'm singing off key.
Okay.
It's okay.
Don't worry, one day I will sing. You can't intimidate me.
How dare we? Who are we? What are
No
we?
way. Oh
So
my
let's
word.
talk, Prof. What do you think about this
man,
matter?
This man did not tell us the whole story. Why don't you like this one, your wife, bro? Why?
He said there's something about her aura that displeases him.
And what is that something? I want us to solve a problem. Tell us that something. You're talking of you are outspoken or all this. You speak English. You want somebody to come to your house and be speaking. Or is it that she's dirty, or is it that she's seducing you? Well, tell us now so that we know that one thing is sure. And he did not tell us the family setting. They have children.
I would think that they do, which is why they need a help.
Why should you need a house help? Why should you need a house help? Because all this house help is wahala. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I told my wife when we married, I don't need house help. I don't need all those things at all. 5 years when I married my wife, I was the one buying everything. You cook. My wife didn't know how much they are selling crayfish or bonegusi or tomatoes. I would do everything, buy everything, bring it to the house for her. So there are so many things a man is supposed to do for the wife. Even my wife, all her clothes, everything she wore on her body for 5 years. I didn't allow her to go out to again. I was buying even her undies, even her clothes, her top, her shoe, everything.
Such a husband.
I'm telling you the truth. 5 years. My wife, when other women are talking to her, well, how much they're selling crayfish now, how much they're selling red oil, my wife will be looking at them. She don't know anything. But I was buying everything. How can I pass the Yanova? How can I pass the Aboju market? And I will go to that time we were living at Jegu.
Okay.
Then I will go to then she will start going back there. I will pack my stuff as I go by this. I buy everything. Buy tomato, grind it, buy everything, take it to her, buy meat, coffee, buy everything. So only for her to vegetable, wash it, slice it. So that's why if you're helping your wife, you people doesn't need it.
But the man is not always around. He said he traveled for almost a month.
You must make it. I will be tired. The type of business I do that time, I will be tired. But the type of business I do that time was peppers. Before I finish carrying all those down your Mercedes parts, all my body will be paining me. Yet I will still do all these things. Even at night, I can't see. After 10 in the night, when I'm coming back, I will stop and make sure I buy all these things. But this man supposed to. Why all my 3 children, I was one that did them. I was one that washed all their clothes.
Wow.
If you are doing all these things for your wife, will your wife will be bringing a house help? I don't know, men, all these entitled men, I am the boss, and then you will relax. Some men doesn't even help their wife. You know that when your wife is plugging vegetables, she will finish vegetables, she will bring water, she will pan the crayfish, she will do this, she will do that. She will go to bring the children from school. The woman will clean all the things, she will wash her clothes, she will wear clothes. If you are helping your wife, it may be an enemy you are taking this taking up. It is very dangerous. There are men that when their wife go to work, this man is a responsible man. They will be sleeping with their heart there. Men sleep with their heart there. I'm telling you the truth. It is one of the one that Solomon said that it is one of the one that under the sun is of the way of a man and his maid. You may think that a man is too gentle, he's too mature, he's too class. But if they that have maid, he will be sleeping with the housemaid that have not even washed her on the and his wife is a psychopathic, very beautiful lady. And you think Solomon is one of the wonders. Because one thing I know about from this, what this one is doing, he's not in charge in his home. He's not in charge. And his wife will hate the other one. He's attacking immediately. This one you hate, you are not calling radio station. Okay, now, in the name of Jesus, I command that woman, your wife, to send this one packing. Because
Prof,
I'm not in charge.
thank you very much, Prof.
In the name of Jesus, by Holy Ghost fire.
Prof,
Prof, this has entered another thing. Thank you, Prof.
I command you that name. Whatever power that is holding you in that house, Holy Ghost fire. Come on, in that house. in
Okay,
Jesus'
Prof.
name.
Thank you very
Fire,
much,
Holy Ghost.
Prof. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Prof made some statements that I just wanted him to finish. But let's also think about it this way. Like I said, we all have it in life every day where we meet someone and our energies just don't align.
right.
I don't think he's saying don't get a help period. Oh, to that conversation of getting a help or not. Let's all be honest that back in the day and now are two different things. A lot of things have changed. One of the things that have changed is more regular for people to get helps.
Sure.
But beyond that is a lot of times the woman is working, the man is working. There's really no one to stay at home and do some of these chores.
But even back in the days, I would think to say that at least maybe your sister's child who may be far from home will be brought to the house to help out a bit.
Sometimes
yeah,
a couple will say we can do it alone.
If you
can't,
I mean,
that's
fantastic.
fine.
But if you need a little help, ask for it.
A good majority of people need help in those cases.
But
But
those that work 9 to 5.
the point of the conversation, and I think that's very important for us to highlight, is the fact that the man is not saying don't get a help, period. He's just saying this one, something about her doesn't sit well with me. I don't want her.
Okay, so
it looks like from his message, he said the other one was young and outspoken. Maybe that's the problem that the wife had with her.
the other
and
one.
I can the younger one, yes, the other one, and I can see how that's happening, where you feel like this child is a little too sharp-mouthed for you, the woman to woman. You know these dramas that happen. You don't want to be spoken back to. A man, if a young man is talking to a man, there are ways he would say it. While you might, as a woman, find it rude, they might have an understanding of how,
because it's a man who's speaking.
Do you understand? So if he rather said the other one was younger and outspoken, then that might, I see how that can be a problem for the woman, because the younger they are, sometimes the more threatened, to be honest, some women can feel.
True.
Number two, I don't know if she's Gen Z, but there are a lot of labels and these things attached to people who are young and outspoken. So I see how that happens. My question is, she fired the first one. Why didn't she tell you, even if you were gone for a month, that she was hiring this one? Why did you come? Because he said, and I quote, I came home. Let me see that. He says 1 month after. Okay. He says, my wife didn't like her at all. She was younger than the present one and very outspoken. 1 month after we hired her, my wife fired her. I liked her, but my wife said no. And since then, we've been managing without a help. I traveled about a month ago and I just got back last week, only for me to see that she has hired someone else. I don't want her in my house. I'm saying no to this one. Not no to help, period, but no to this one. But she doesn't want to let her go.
I think we should analyze it from the aspect of the woman, what the woman has seen. So now, this person who was hired just 1 month after and was fired, I would like to think that both of them are actually always in the process, fully invested in the process of getting a maid. The interviews, let's sit down, let's get a maid, let's get somebody and have conversations with multiple people, have interviews with them,
then they hire that one.
So I'm guessing, and this is me just looking at it from a third person standpoint, I'm guessing that it didn't quite sit well with her when they picked this girl.
Maybe not immediately they picked her, but when she started to stay in the house,
she found out that maybe this girl was a threat to her marriage.
Could have been. Yeah, could have been.
Could have been a threat to her marriage.
I see how, from the tone of his message, he's saying, I was comfortable with the other girl. Maybe it's the comfort that made his wife
maybe a little too comfortable with this person. You all are chit-chatting. What are you talking about? Asking questions. No, because I'm going to look at it from, I know it'll be too atypical, right? That, you would think that, okay, why you chit-chat with my husband. Let's even say for maybe she doesn't even have the most conversations with her husband, and this husband is crack-a-lacking, and she goes there and sees that he's a maid that she's talking to. First of all, let me try to, and don't try to shut this one out just a bit.
No, I'm with you.
Because I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of a woman who may not be much of a speaker or talker with her husband, and then goes to see that this person is talking to her husband. There's time, there's attention, and all of that, and she feels threatened. She could have felt threatened.
You're even going far. It
Wait.
can be a small thing, like maybe the day she wasn't at home, something happened, and there was a standing joke. You know that standing one-liner.
Oh yes, it
and
could
it
have
be
been
something
that.
small like that. So the woman comes home, and then the man says something that the girl, there's a one-liner joke, and she chuckles.
Inside joke.
An inside joke, and she's not in on the joke. That is a threat alone.
Oh yes, it is.
Yes. So it doesn't even have to be deep.
So even after they picked, or the wife or the husband demanded, or the wife demanded that this girl be let go, fired her. He didn't have a problem. He liked her, but now he's feeling bad because even this person that I say I don't like, you say you want this person, and this person is older.
When I said you say you didn't like somebody, you fired her.
Fired
I
her.
didn't say anything.
Now that I don't like this one, you
kept her.
are keeping her. Why?
Angle.
Why?
The number to call is 0705-690-0927, or you can call 0802-502-7711. You can send a text to
0903-714-2798.
And you can send a WhatsApp message.
Still to 0705-690-0927. Those are the numbers that you can send a text message to, and a WhatsApp message as well. Let us know what your thoughts are on this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
What is your name and where are you calling us from? Oh, you may need to call us back, Scrambled Network.
Please
Ugh,
call
the
us
network has
back.
let
I
you
wanted
go.
to hear a woman's perspective.
Yes.
If you are a wife or a husband, how do you both, especially if you have a help or you are in the process of getting a new help, how do you both do that process? Who decides? Is it a mutual understanding thing, or is it, it's the wife is at home, let her choose? And then if you have a disagreement like this, what would you do? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Toby calling from Marital.
Oh, Toby from Barry. All right, Toby, talk to us.
Yeah. I think this man anger was coming from the fact that the woman did not tell him before he got the maid.
Right.
The new maid might be okay. There must be nothing wrong with him or her, but not telling him, not carrying him along as a man of the house. That's the word. That's why the maid is not good. That's why he doesn't want him.
Okay.
That's just the fact. So, and getting a maid should be a mutual, agreement, conception, because both of us have to look at the angle of, okay, can this person be a threat to me? Can this person be a threat to this other person?
Right.
You can't just bring somebody I don't know, somebody I don't approve into my house, and you're telling me this person will be living with us. No. There are some things that are going up inside of me every day that the person can be a threat to. So I have to know this person. I have to see, okay, this person, can he or she go with what I'm thinking, with my kind of ideology. So you can't just bring a stranger into my house and tell me she's staying. No, she can't stay.
Okay.
So what would you do in this case?
situation?
In this situation, at least the lady, let me just address the lady. The lady at this point, has to, bring out the submissive part of a wife at this point.
How
you
so?
know how to.
Go on.
The submissive part of a woman out at this point. You know how to calm your husband down, let him realize why you hire this person, and the ego in him will come down. But if you're trying to match up with the ego, the house will erupt.
Okay.
The house will erupt. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Toby, for chiming in and giving us your submission on this conversation. Because if Toby has pointed out something entirely different, it could be that I'm the man of the house.
How come I wasn't informed?
How come I don't know anything about a new maid? And seeing that I had to leave before you got one, were you waiting for that travel to happen? Because I don't know how long they were even managing without the maid before this new one came on. So could it have been that she had planned that, okay, when he goes, I'll just get somebody else? And I want to think that she was a little threatened by the other girl.
I think so too.
She was a little
Hello, good
threatened by the
morning.
other girl.
Good morning. My
Good
name is
morning.
Chioma. I'm calling from Lagos Island.
Hi, Choma.
Chioma, me, Chioma.
No, the newest one. Oh, Chichi, Oma. Nelu, my baby.
Hi, Chioma. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
All
So
right.
according to the story,
Yes.
the guy didn't make mention of, he never made mention of the lady, the lady not telling him, right? He just said he came and met someone else. So I don't think his annoyance is about the lady not telling him before she hired the second person, right?
Oh,
His
okay.
annoyance is that he came and he doesn't like this person. He doesn't like. So the other guy that was saying, why didn't you tell? He had mention of it. It's just that he don't like this
This
other
one.
person. He preferred the first one to the second one. And to me, if the man says he doesn't like this one, maybe he has seen something that he doesn't like in her. It is two things. It's either he wanted someone younger, just like the first one,
Right.
so that when he comes back, he will be seeing a young lady around, all those their pointed breasts walking about. Maybe it could be that he doesn't have anything with the first one, but he just wants to be seeing something. There is something about guys and young girls. He just wants to be seeing a younger person around, walking around, talking the way she wants, you understand, than an older person. But he needs to understand that the wife is also human. She also has something she wants. You understand?
Yeah.
Maybe the way the guy, and she's more comfortable with this older one. Because, she's more comfortable with this older one because this older one will actually give her what she wants. She will come to the house, she will do the job, she will respect her age. The guy just needs someone younger to be walking around the house for him. That's what I see in all this. I don't think there is anything serious. But if he says there is a reason, or maybe that this thing, according to him, her aura doesn't align with his work. He should follow his instincts. The woman should consider, even if she still wants an older person, she should fire this one, still get someone older.
Okay.
But she's saying that there's
Get
no.
another person.
She's saying it's not easy to get
Get
help
help
these
out
days. So
Yes, it's not easy. I'm
It's
a
not.
mother. I have 2 children. It is not easy. For 5 years, I was alone with 2 children, and I'm working. I know how it dealt with my body until I got someone. The man should also understand. He should also give her time. He should understand. He should calm down, understand, and even get to learn this person that he said he doesn't like. He should calm down. He might end up liking her. What is wrong with older people?
Chioma, to be fair though, when the wife said I don't like that girl too, she did not give time for the girl for them to acclimatize. She
1
fired
month
that
after,
one.
she fired that one.
So isn't it fair game for her to say, oh yeah, let me fire this one too and start looking again?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the man says he doesn't like this one, he can fire this one. And if it is really older women she wants, because what I'm seeing here, she doesn't like young ladies in the house. But maybe she's trying to be protective
of
the
her
man.
husband.
She can, she can fire this older one and still get someone different of the same age.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can get an older person of the same age, but since she doesn't, let's now see if it is the age that is really the problem, or it is the girl's aura that doesn't align with the man. The man has to say it. She should fire this one, get someone of the same age. If he complains, then she should know that the man has something to do with that first one that even left. That's my own take.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Chioma,
you.
for calling in and giving us this submission, because she has given us so many other angles that we get to deal with in this situation. She had said that it's obvious that maybe the man is that kind of person that likes young girls around the house, and his wife obviously doesn't sit well with her. And that was the angle that I was even coming from, because the man could say, oh, this person doesn't meet my standards and all of that, but what is this person doing? How many? It's just 1 week.
Let's take another call.
It's just 1 week.
Hello, good morning.
She doesn't even know her that
Hello,
well.
good morning.
Good morning.
Prof.
He's back.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
see, this family, honestly speaking, this family doesn't need herself. There are so many things that are going on in this family. This one you cannot tell us. Maybe the wife is using this one as a stress reliever. When husband and wife have misunderstanding, this one now, as a mature person, will put on her interest in it. And the wife will be relating with her, maybe speaking, When the husband and wife quarrel, it will be this one now the wife will use. Two of them will be laughing and playing, maybe in the parlor, in the kitchen, they will be. This one doesn't feel comfortable. And when when they will bring another person that is the man likes, that will flow with this man, the wife will be afraid. There's this one that dress very well, that put spaghetti and wear mini or wear pump shot in the house. Who knows what is happening if I'm not at home? This couple should know what to do.
Okay.
They don't need, nobody can flow with the two of them. Nobody. I don't think there is anybody. Two of them, the husband and wife already have issues.
Okay.
This one wants somebody to use for as a stress reliever. The man wants another person to use as stress reliever. So two of them, the Bible says two cannot work together unless they
agree. Yes, absolutely.
So two of them have to come to understand themselves.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Ben.
I don't know, Chioma, that thing you said that she might be using this one as stress reliever. It troubled me.
No, that's what Mr. Ben just said.
Oh, sorry. Stress
Mr. Ben.
reliever is Mr. Ben. It troubled me. Because if you say, oh, so when they have issues, you now cling on to the house help. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want that person in my house.
In my house, right?
No. I'm not looking for an army against me. No.
But do you think that that's what's the case here?
It could be.
He's just being there for 1 week, but he doesn't really know.
Here's another thing that people are forgetting. I can hear this maturity, and I'm saying in my mind, even the mature girls too.
They can.
They can't.
They can.
Well, just saying.
We don't even. I think that this one is older and may not be as hippie as the other one.
Is there a chance that this whole older, I don't know if it's a girl or a woman conversation, is there a chance that this man is saying what he doesn't, like he's saying what he doesn't want to say directly?
What his problem is. Because there's obviously a problem. It's not just the aura.
So here's what I mean. And I'm going on a whim here. For the younger girl, I'm going to say something that people are not going to like. They're going to fight me. It's okay. You can fight me.
I can't even be the one to fight you.
I can take it. You can call us on the number 070569000927, or you can send us a WhatsApp message
on that same number. Or you can call us on 0802-502-7711.
Are you wearing your boxing gloves for me?
I'm wearing it. Let me hear you.
Sometimes it's the joy of youth. The young girl. It could be that there was nothing like an attraction of any sort between him and her. It's just the youth that joys him. It could also be that this one that he's saying, I don't know if he's a girl or a woman, could there be attractions that he's trying to subdue?
Okay, there's that.
For himself. But he's not, of course, you don't want to say that to your wife. That I'm feeling some kind of way around this person, or she's dressing some kind of. So
it could either be this is what it is, or
this is just an excuse. But I'm saying I don't like her aura. Could be I don't like her energy around me. Because you see, sometimes I've seen cases where when the help is in front of the man and the woman, they behave a certain way. When they're with the woman alone, they behave a certain way.
And when the man alone, they behave a certain way.
My thing is, if a man says, and this is not patriarchy or anything of the sort, if any of the two parties start to say, I'm not comfortable with this person, shouldn't you take it seriously?
Take initiative and just move on.
Come for me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is UK Gold. I'm calling from
UK Gold.
UK Gold. I love your name.
I miss you too.
UK, nice to meet you in the UK.
Shoma BBB is here.
I traveled to a place that didn't have good network.
Oh, no.
I couldn't listen. It was frustrating though, but thank God I'm back.
We're glad you're back. We're glad you're back. All right, talk to us.
Okay, so first of all, she shouldn't have gotten somebody without the husband's consent. Getting a help is a sensitive thing, especially if they have kids.
Yeah.
You cannot just bring a stranger that I'm uncomfortable with to the house to look after my children. I want to know that person. My spirit has to be comfortable with that person. So I think that's what the man is feeling. His spirit is not just settled. And sometimes a partner can actually feel something that the other person is not feeling. Because the woman can just be really desperate to get the help.
Right.
And she will be looking for a more matured person. But so it might blind her towards
sensing some stuff spiritually. So maybe that's what the man is sensing and she is not seeing. And she was quick to fire another house help, the first house help, and she was still quick to get a new one. You and your spouse need to sit down and discuss about who you're bringing to your home.
Yep.
This is your home. This is your dwelling place, where your kids stay, where your children are going to be eating. There are times you might not be around, and that person will have to feed your children, cook for your children. Would you want somebody that you don't trust to be feeding your children, to be taking care of your kids?
Right.
To be handling things. Well, I've heard of cases where house help were doing a whole lot of terrible things in the kitchen, defecating in food or urinating in food.
Right.
So this man must have seen something, but because two of them are not agreeing right now, the wife does not want to hear, the woman does not want to hear. The two of them cannot even come to a conclusion unless they agree.
Okay.
They have to agree. First of all, they need to fire this one first.
Okay.
And then clear their table. Yes,
Right.
clear their table and make a decision together as one. Because when you are married, that is what you are. There is no two. It's one. That's what the Bible says. Unless you are one, they cannot agree.
All right. Thank you so
they should
much.
First of all, fire this one and get a new one.
Okay.
That they agree on. Thank you, guys.
Thank
you so much, UK Gold.
Don't be a stranger, UK Gold.
So fire this one, get a new one. Because I like that she mentioned that if your partner doesn't have the same ideologies with you with regarding one person, it's just important that both of you sit down, have a conversation about the things that you don't agree on, and then say, okay, you know what, this person should not be the reason why we should even be having issues. This is an absolute stranger that doesn't even carry weight in the house.
You know, we've been talking about the man and the woman, and we haven't considered
the children in the mix. Because something happens is, the maid that you brought.
I am going to do something that, are you ready? It's going to be a little uncomfortable. When you get married, would you have a help?
It depends.
Are you thinking about, is that something in consideration?
I've never considered it.
At all?
At all.
Okay.
I've never considered it at all because I don't know. Maybe, of course, work at some point will be overwhelming. You have to do a couple of things and you need help. But I'm someone that I constantly would be looking over your shoulder to see that you're doing the right thing. Constantly. And I want to be able to trust you to say, okay, can you handle this? And not look over your shoulder. So if I can do it myself. Okay, I've asked someone to wash clothes for me. My siblings, my brothers. And when I came back, I'm like, what is this? I had to rewash everything. Yes, and that's
because
why
she has OCD. That's why
I don't have OCD. I'm just
you
very.
know you have OCD.
I don't have OCD.
She's a neat freak.
I'm a neat freak, so I'm very particular. So I don't want. I'll just be doing everything myself, right? So, but at the end of the day, if I find someone that could help, but I have to first of all sit with my husband and have a conversation. So, like we said, UK Gold brought me my attention to something else, the spiritual aspect. It now reminded me of something that happened not too long ago. No, about 10 years ago. Almost 10, 15 years, in 2008, a couple that I absolutely loved and I predicted that they were going to get married even before they started dating. I had gotten so close to them. And
why am I troubled already?
No, it's not a troubled issue. We're glad that God literally took them out of that situation because I walked into their house for the first time. I hadn't seen her. They got married, moved into a new apartment, and I went to the house to see them, and I see that they had a maid already after her first child, and I was just bothered. I looked at the girl like nothing sat well with me. This is me, an outsider who goes to see someone that I'm so like, you know how when you're spiritually inclined with someone, the couple themselves, I love them to bits. Attractor and Ken, I love them to bits. Like they're like older sister and older brother to me. And I went there and I see their son. I didn't know how to tell her because I had maybe heard that someone had said, oh, maybe it's from her side, like her cousin, a distant
family member
and you now go and say something as a friend or as a baby to the couple or like a sibling to the couple, younger sister to the couple. That's me in this case. And I sat down there and I'm like, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say this. But I go back home and I say a word of prayer. And I dreamt that night, and I'm not a dreamer. I'm not Joseph. Never. I'm not even close. And I saw her, and I saw the girl holding the child by the leg in the dream with a knife.
Oh wow!
And I don't dream, so if I'm dreaming, then you have to take into consideration. And then I sat down and I prayed very fervently for like 3 days, back to back. And after a month, I went back to her house and I said, oh, auntie, I wanted to have a conversation with you, but I don't know how it will sit. I said, no, let me take that thing. This, I don't have a maid anymore. I'm like, you don't? That's amazing. And I go on to tell her everything, and she's like, why didn't you say something? I'm like, I don't know. See, this girl was literally not in the physical. She's in the spiritual. Gift. I say gift. We're struggling financially in this house, and you know how I knew that it was much more spiritual than physical. When I'm leaving the house, Uncle Ken will give me like maybe 10, 20K. That they gave me 1,000 naira that was scruffed and it looked dirty. I'm like, no.
So there was vested interest in this thing. I'm just saying.
And I'm like, no, he would never give me this amount of money. And this is not it. There's something up that is going on. And so when I spoke to her after, she's like, Gift, we're struggling financially. I've come to the house. Food will just finish like abruptly. You see yam will just go down. Rest will be good. She was just wondering what it was. And then when she prayed, God told her, that girl is the problem. Let her out of your house ASAP. And that's how she left.
When I was growing up, much like when we were babies, there was help, this whole family thing from Difa. Apparently, she was putting detergent into my little brother's pap.
No!
Not kidding. So there are crazy things that happen with. And so we have to really be careful for help. I think this is why this is why the story actually caught our attention. It's not just, there are many sides to it.
True that.
It's what is up with the help. What do you have? What problem? And sometimes, the truth is, sometimes when you get a bad vibe about someone, you can't put a finger on it.
You need to be very careful.
So I like that you said we're not also paying attention to the spiritual aspect of it. We're going to read the message again after we take a quick break. When we come back, we'll read the message again. We'll wrap up. Don't go anywhere.
Making memorable moments with music you love the most.